Hey y'all, it's Liz. I'm going to give you one guess. You have to guess where I just came from. I'll give you a hint. From eating. Steve took me to eat. Because I didn't cook nothing, because I cooked yesterday. So anyways, I wanted to come to you today. I just want to make a quick video for one of my subbies. And she says that she's upset right now. But anyway, she's currently living with her mom and grandma. And she pays her portion of the rent, her and her husband. They pay their portion. And her husband had a birthday, I guess last week. And her cousins came over. And they were drinking and stuff. And they started to disrespect her older brother. Because her brother had complained that the music was so loud. And he said, hey, you know, oh, it must have been yesterday. Hey, it's Monday and people are, people have to go to work. So, you know, the music was loud and stuff. And, so she said, hey, he pays rent here. Do you? To their cousin. And, her cousin starts yelling at her, and her husband doesn't say anything or do anything, you know. Instead he tells her to be quiet, you know. And she's like, what the fuck, you know, my cousins come over here and they do as they please because they call it their grandma's house, even though she lives there, her husband lives there. And they pay their portion of the rent. The older brother lives there. He pays his portion of the rent. But the cousins come over thinking that they run everything. And the only reason they came over is because her husband invited them over. So her cousins really started disrespecting her. And she's a little perturbed right now because her husband didn't stand up for her. He didn't say anything when when the cousin was talking to her any kind of way. And what I have to say to that is sometimes men don't, you know, when you're married, they don't like to get involved in family issues like that. But I can say this. I know that my cousin, none of my cousins, they wouldn't do it in the first place. You know, because they're happy drunks. But my cousin would not stand up there and disrespect me and think it's okay and my husband not say anything. I promise you Steve will say something. You know, he's not going to have people disrespecting me. Doesn't matter if it's my mother, my brothers, my cousins, my uncles. It don't even matter. You know, disrespect is disrespect. And apparently this happened before where her older brother and the cousin gets into arguments and stuff. And you know, you would think with that kind of issue that your husband wouldn't even have invited them. You know, I mean, sometimes our worst enemies can be our family members. How about that? And I have to get off the subject for just a second and say that this eye is darker than this eye. Look at my brow and my liner. Compared to this one. This one looks kind of shitty and shot. Sorry. Don't be making fun of me now. But, and I know that you said that you got very upset because he had told you, when you guys went inside, he said don't put him in a situation where he has to butt in. Well, he should have stood up for you. And should have told your cousin, hey, come on, dude. You know, don't talk to her that way. And don't disrespect her. You know. I'm sure he's a good man. But sometimes good men can be punks, too. How about that? And that's just the truth. That's just getting down with it. I know a lot of good men who are punks. You know. My son was one. He is one, you know, but it's all good. You know, you love him, you move on. And I think that you really need to reconsider having your cousins come over if this is the way they're going to act. You know, period. Hey, I just hate people thinking that, oh, well, this ain't your house, this is grandma's house. No, motherfucker, I pay rent up in here. It's my house, too. You know? And I understand what you say that, you know, you guys don't need to put any stress on your mother or your grandmother because they don't deserve that. And your cousins should know better. You know? And I'm glad that you stood up. Yeah. Because that tells me right there that you ain't no damn pushover. Because you'll stand up to them. You might need to, you know, and I'm pretty sure you're the one who will stand up and defend your husband because he probably can't defend himself. You know. I don't know a lot of men who will stand up there and let someone talk to their wife that way. You know. I know mine won't. Mine ain't gonna sit up there and let someone disrespect me. He just won't do it. He will stand up and do whatever has to be done. You know. He won't go check and see if a burglar broke in the house without me behind him, but he'll stand up for me. But anyways, that's another video. Sorry. Steve ain't no punk though. See, Steve's not a punk. He'll stand up and say something. But that very seldom would have to happen because I have such a big mouth that 99% of the time I get myself in a lot of shit that I have to get myself out of. But it's all good. And it's good that you defend your brother. Because I defend mine. I will go to the ends for him. I sure would. Both of them. You know. I wouldn't let no one disrespect my brothers. You ain't gonna stand there and talk about them. I don't give a damn if they're right or wrong. You know, if they're wrong, then I'll tell them they're wrong, but you're not gonna disrespect them. You know. But, I think it's wrong that they came over there and disrespected you and your brother. Yeah. And I would tell, if that was my husband, I would tell him, again, I would reinforce it and say, don't you ever stand up there and let someone else disrespect me without you jumping in and saying something. He didn't have to fight anybody. All he has to say is, hey, you know, hey, back it up because you don't be disrespecting her, okay? Because this is my wife. You know? Yeah. But you're right. You're right for getting mad at him. And I don't blame you. Because I would hate to be, you know, I have to say that my first husband was a punk. He was fucking pussy. He was a punk. You know. And I didn't marry a punk this time around. Yeah. He's solid as a rock. And he ain't gonna let no one disrespect me. Hell, I ain't gonna let nobody disrespect me. Just like you did. You stood up and you said, oh, no fuck. You ain't gonna disrespect me. You were right back in their face. And that's the way it should be. Motherfuck them. Shit. Cousin and no cousin. They don't need to be coming over there and doing no bullshit like that. And if they cared about their grandma or their auntie, they wouldn't have been doing that shit. You know, y'all are cousins. Y'all are blood, no matter what. But I bet you, I'm pretty sure that your cousins will be the first one to jump on your husband if he disrespected you and jumped on you. That's how family is, you know. But you did the right thing. I'm glad you stood up for yourself. You tell your husband next time, goddammit, he better stand up and represent you. You know. But then again, like I said, sometimes we have some good men, but they're punks. And we're the ones who have to stand up for them and you know, get their backs. It happens that way. But don't be mad for long. Yeah. You ain't no punk. You ain't no pushover, girl. You go. Alright, double feast. See you later. I love you. Bye.